Good morning and welcome back to Naomi's Scrappy DIY Retreat. I am so excited for this morning. I have several Christmas ornaments that are really easy that I want to share with you. And so I am just trying to brew up a little bit more coffee for one of the Christmas ornaments that involves this. So, I'm going to go ahead and finish getting the coffee ready. I'm going to add some colder water to it. I just needed to brew up a little bit because I had a little left over from my coffee from this morning. And then I've got my glue gun ready, my scissors ready, and my little Dollar Tree scissors makeup applicator, but I've used it. It's a wonderful tool for using with hot glue, and also the finger protectors from the Dollar Tree. This is actually Dollar General, but it was only $1. So these in the back are not for the Christmas ornaments for today, but they will be coming shortly with the Christmas crafts for them. All three of these I had previously painted with some other things I was painting. I was going to turn them into fall, but I love the shape of them, and so I distressed them, and I'm going to use them for Christmas, and I can't wait to show you. Part of what I showed you was the way in the manger. We're going to be using some 5x7 mats that you can get at the Dollar Tree. The Christmas sheets were just things I had printed off. You're going to need an infinity scarf. This was one of the ones that I found that I really liked. Sorry, I'm getting my fingers all in the way. And then you're going to need some styrofoam balls. And then, of course, some raffia jute twine or something along those lines. Now, I will get the camera set up so we are not all over the place, and we'll get back to you. These ornaments, I'm just going to repurpose them, but they were from, I believe, Dollar General last year during a sale, so I'm sure I didn't pay more than $1.50 for all four of them. So I am excited to get going with these, and I will be back and we'll get this started. We are going to be I printed off some Christmas music, and so these are just 5x7. These will fit on my 5x7 canvases from the Dollar Tree. I did go ahead and finish the coffee. I added a little bit more water to it. I added colder water to it so I don't burn myself. And that's really what we're gonna do. So start cutting. Anyhow, we're just going to speed through these. I have printed off, now these are the songs that I wanted to use. So I just used traditional hymns that you would sing like when you go caroling or whatever. So they're all cut out. So what I did was I also added a little bit of brown because my water was hot, and when it's hot it doesn't seem to stain as well. So I added a little bit of brown paint to my water, and I just stirred it up, and I used one of these brushes from the Dollar Tree. I went ahead and did as I said, crumpled them up, put them in, and put them on paper towels to dry, but I didn't like how that was going. So what I did then was, on one of them though, I just took and stipple brushed the paint as the coffee paint mixture onto it until it was wet. You can see the spots I didn't hit. So I really liked how that looked. So what I ended up doing then is going back over the other ones that I had soaked and just adding some brown stipples to here and there on top of the paper. So I really like that. And then when it dries, I just put them, I went ahead and put them, instead of on my paper, I went ahead and put them on a cookie sheet rack to dry. So when they dry, we will come back to crafting. So welcome back to Naomi's Scrappy DIY Retreat. I know this is still the same video, but this is days and days later. I haven't been feeling well, so I decided that after my errands this morning, I was going to grab a cup of coffee. I love this cute little plate. But instead of coffee, I actually made hot chocolate and put whipped cream on it. Now, the fun thing about doing hot chocolate my way is that I like to put At this time of the year, I like to put the mocha peppermint creamer in it. So then you have a chocolate peppermint cocoa. Real quick, but real simple. So, love it. So anyhow, grab your favorite drink, whether it's hot cocoa, tea, coffee, water. I should be drinking water right now, but that'll be next. So, we are going to finish the ornaments that we were going to make previously from the, just a couple seconds ago, what you saw. And I'm going to actually explain to you what I did more of after the process that you saw. So, hang on just a second. Let me get refocused. Let me drink some of my hot chocolate, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I set my hot cocoa to the side. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and use some of the matte or the Mod Podge. This one is the gloss. Really, for what my purposes right now, it doesn't matter. And then I also have the matte sealer from, both of these are from Dollar Tree. And of course, these are the 5x7 canvases I was telling you about from Dollar Tree. And then these are the foam brushes in the automotive section from Dollar Tree. And before I forget, I'm going to use a few different types of raffia and ribbon to hang these up with when we're finished. So what I can tell you is you will need a generous amount of this because these canvases soak in a lot, like a lot. So what you might want to do, you could prime it first, so some other type of paint, and then that way all you'd have to do is then put the mat down, and then you've got a primer on there and you shouldn't have to worry about it. So now all I'm doing is just coming back along, pressing it down, making it work mostly, and then you just want to go over the top again with some more Mod Podge. Make sure you get it all along the edges, especially so when you're storing these away in the winter time, when you store them away after Christmas time, then they'll last. You'll be able to use them year after year. And if you want to give them as gifts, then you definitely want to make sure that you're gonna do it so that way they'll last. So when you crinkle it first ahead of time, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it does leave ridges. And then when you put the Mod Podge over it, it kind of pronounces those ridges. So I just wanted to show you, I wanted you to be aware of that. So now I'm just pushing it down, making sure it's even on the sides. Now what's kind of cool is that, and you might want to do it yourself, and I might do it to the rest of them, but on this one, the edges had gotten a little frayed, and it actually is a very cool look now along the edge. Because when this gets done, I'm going to actually distress just a little bit more. I had used the elephant on the actual, the canvas board itself. And now I'm gonna, because this is gray and this is a brown tint that we gave to make it antique, I'm gonna just dry brush a little bit of this over the edge of all of this when it's time. Now, I did put a lot of Mod Podge on here, so we are going to have to stop for a minute and let it dry, and we will come back and finish this up momentarily. Dry brush the brown over top of it. And I like that, it's fine. But what I also did then, I wasn't sure, so you tell me what you think. I can't decide if I want to keep it like that or if I want to go ahead and finish all of mine with the Waverly White. So what I did was I put some Waverly White out on a plate and started dry brushing. I love, by the way, I love these brushes. These come 3 in a pack at the Dollar Tree, and I love them. They're just little chip brushes. You can get like 2 chip brushes at the Dollar Tree that come in a pack. They're like a regular size, and those are amazing too. For smaller work, I really love these. So just a little plug out for these little guys. And for $1, they're so cheap. And I reuse them and reuse them and reuse them. And then if I've done something stupid or forgotten about something, then I throw them out. But they will last for a little bit. I don't know if you can see. No, probably not now, because I think I brushed them all off. There were a couple little hairs here and there. So I'm going to set these brushes to the side. I think I really just need a little bit extra white on that. Just feel like I need a little extra. Compared to some of the others, it just doesn't seem to have the same amount of white. And part of that is because of how it's crinkled, and you can also take the side of it. I don't know, it just kind of gives it a different effect. So this is just a couple different ways you can do it. So there's that. I like them, so I hope you like them too. Now we just need to put the hanger on it and they'll be done. So what I did want to show you real quick. So this one here is, and it's hard to tell after you get the paint on it, but this one here, I used a pair of Deckle Fiskars paper scissors. Now I love these, and unfortunately I've had them so long that they're beginning to not work as well. But what they do to the paper, and I'll show you if they cooperate for me, is they make a torn edge on their own. So that way you can use these and you don't have to tear them. If you tear it, just make sure you do it ahead of time and don't do as I did after you've already cut it out, then tear it, because then it's harder. But this is the torn. So these are the ornaments I was telling you I got, I believe, from Dollar General last year. And so I just want to make them over a little bit. For the most part, I like what's on the inside, which is why I bought them. So I really want to try to keep them as much to what you see here as possible. That's a little bit better. I have some of these burgundy looking balls, and I'm just going to take a couple off and add them into these, maybe. There. Now that gives it a little bit more red in there. If I could add a Pinecone in there, I would, but I don't know if I'd get it past the, I don't know if I'd get it past this sprig that's in there. Well, let's just see. You can add these to the balls. You just have to be careful because they are so big. Now what I am going to do is, I don't like seeing that inside of there, so I'm actually going to take these out, try to take them out without ruining them. And then hot glue it down to the top, because what I'm going to end up doing is putting, wherever it is, jute around the top edge. So let me get this back on there. Okay, so word of caution. That metal gets very hot when you put hot glue on it, like extremely hot. So just be mindful and be careful. I got ahead of myself and started another craft before finishing the previous craft that we were just doing. Here is what I did. I just took one of those infinity scarves, cut it into pieces so that it fit around a styrofoam ball, and then cut that and hot glued at the very top where the styrofoam ball and the fabric met. Then just cut a piece of jute and tied it around at the top, tied it with the bow, and that was pretty much that part of making this black and white checked type ornament. So the other thing I did then, as you saw, I was cutting some stems in the very beginning when I started this craft, and I just wanted to add some different things. So I actually made 4 different balls, which you'll see, you probably saw in the very first picture. It's my thumbnail, and you'll see at the very end. And I just decorated, I wanted 4, I wanted them all to look the same, like to be a cohesive unit, but not all the same type around where the jute was. So like I put some pine cones on one, I put some berries on another, I put a poinsettia on another, and the other I just made a cute jute bow, which is what you see here. And that was how I finished them off. So I hope you like this, and it was very fun. I'm sorry I fast forwarded. I fast forwarded through a lot of this, and it was originally 2 hours long, so I had to get the time down. So anyhow, I hope you like this, and if you made this, put me a little emoji ornament down below in the description so I know that you've made this or you saw this and you liked it. Thank you so much. So I came back and I wanted to show you what the finished product was for the craft we started earlier. So all I did then was as you saw before, I added the jute around the edge. I think I added the bow earlier as well, but I also added little berries. Actually, I don't think I did. I think I had to add that later. But I just added some little berries. These are just berry picks from the Dollar Tree, and then a little jute bow. And I did all 4 of them the same. So that's it. So I just wanted to show you those real quick because I said I would show you when I got back how they all turned out. I got back and I finished them up, and that was it. So I The other thing I did when I got back is I made a little pine cone, just a little pine cone ornament. Now you can see, because what I wanted to tell you is these are pine cones from the Dollar Tree. What you want to do is you want to make sure that they're pretty much basically the same size. Otherwise, you're going to get bigger gaps where you're going to see more glue. So I think it'll still be cute once I add some string and hang it up. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to use jute or if I'm going to use some buffalo check. I might just use some buffalo check to give it, something different. So I just wanted to show you. I mean, it's really simple, and you can do this with any size pine cone. Again, making sure that they're roughly about the same size, just for being able to put them together purposes. I ended up using the buffalo check with these pine cones, and I absolutely love how they turned out. I'm probably going to make 2 more of them just so that I have 4 in a set, but aren't they adorable? So quick, easy, fun to make. The next project is going to be 2 joy signs. They're just going to be hanging signs, and you can put them side by side, you can hang them down. I chose to do 2 hanging down. Really like these acrylic markers, and I'm going to, if I can find them, I'm going to put them in the description below. They are great, but they are, I believe, by Arteza. Anyhow, so these little, I think they're 2 by 2, and I haven't seen them in the Dollar Tree lately, so I don't know if they still carry them. You can find them at Walmart really cheap. You can also find them sometimes at Dollar General. So I just tried to make them like a wood look, so I added some black and some brown and some gold. You can do them however. I wasn't real crazy about this first look that I did. And then I just free-handed a joy on it with some brown, and that's all I did. And then so again, I just freehanded that, and I'm not really great at freehanding, so I could have stenciled them, and that's what you'll see I do with the next one. So I just wanted to turn them over and figure out how I wanted to do them. At first I wanted the jute, ribbon, and then I wanted just the jute, and I went back and forth, and I ended up with just the jute, and I just lined it up, placed the string down all the way, but then I ended up adding the pieces of jute on the back just for extra support, which is not really necessary because they're not heavy. They're not heavy at all. So again, that was just how I finished it off on the back, but it also gives it kind of a cleaner look, I think, but maybe I'm just imagining things. So for my next one, I wanted to do the same thing, but this time I printed off joy in a font that I liked, and I don't even remember what font it was, but I knew it would be better than me trying to freehand it. I like this a lot better. So what happened in the process was that the black from the transfer paper was actually getting on to the little canvases, and when I smudged it, it actually looked really good. So that's what I ended up doing to all of them. I transferred the letters over, and then I also put little smudge marks on top of the little canvas, and so it kind of made it look in a way like a antique board or some sort of board. I don't know. That's kind of what I thought. Maybe you'll think, wow, that just looks a mess, but I kind of liked it, so that's the way I went. So I don't know, you tell me if you like it or not, but that's kind of the way I went. And then what I did was I just used, again, one of those, I started because I wanted to do something else, and then I changed my mind, but I ended up using the red for the lettering, and then I went around it with the skinnier marker, paint marker in black, and then that way it just really outlined it and made the letters pop. And with this, I just used the buffalo check, and I did the same exact method as what I did, except for I just kind of eyeballed it and threw them on there. So that one was a little bit faster for me, and you'll see how I did it, but I love the buffalo check. So that was how I finished this one off. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you were able to do some of these crafts. This was originally 2 hours long, and I knew no one would sit there for an hour and 15 minutes to watch it, so I got it down as far as I could, and so that meant I had to do a lot of fast forwarding. So it's really not none of them are hard, it's just a little time consuming, like especially the first craft that I did with the sheet music on the canvas. Now, you could make it a lot easier for yourself, but I never choose to do that. Not be on purpose, but that's how it ends up. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you like this. If you made any of these crafts, let me know. Give me a big thumbs up. I hope that you share it. And if you're not subscribed, I hope that you do subscribe, and just remember to click that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. For those of you who are subscribed, thank you so much. Thank you for helping me to grow this channel on YouTube. I just appreciate it so much. So again, thank you so much, and if you have any questions, just please let me know down below in the comment section. And again, if you enjoyed this, or if you made one of the crafts or liked any of the crafts, please give me like a little ornament emoji or Christmas tree emoji down in the comment section below. So with that being said, thank you so much, be blessed, and have a wonderful day.